The world's getting louder, more unstable, and the UK's just dropped a new defence strategic review. But what does it actually mean? More troops, better kit, or just political noise dressed up in camouflage? In this video, we're going to be breaking it down from force restructuring to global threats and how Britain plans to stay relevant in a world teetering on the edge of major conflict. If you care about our future and the future of our armed forces, or you're thinking about joining them, then you need to hear this. Let's get into it. Starting off then, the UK wants to move to wartime readiness. He wants our troops to be ready to protect the nation. How are we in 2025 with everything that's going on in the world not at wartime readiness? Sorry, it makes me laugh. How are we not at wartime readiness with everything that's going on in the world? This is absolutely ridiculous in my eyes. You had Ukraine invaded by Russia only 3 years ago. You've got everything that's going on between Israel and Gaza. You've had Syria. We've got our own issues within the UK. You've got North Korea. You've got China with possible Taiwan as well. And they're only just one about now to put us at wartime readiness. They want us to put ready for war. We should have been ready a very, very long time ago. We should always be ready. It should be, as the government's coming in, it should be, okay, what is our defense strategy? How do we look? If we were invaded right now, if we were attacked, would we be able to defend ourselves? If there was some form of war that kicked off, would we be able to defend ourselves? Would we be able to get involved? Yes or no? No, why not? Let's see what we can do about it. Yes, brilliant, let's maintain this. How can we make it better? That should be one of the government's #1 priorities when they come into parliament, when they come into power. Okay, are we ready to protect our nation and our people? And then we can get around and about everyday life. But that's the world we live in. What they are looking to do as well is increase the number of personnel in our British Army. So we're currently sitting at just over 74,000, I believe. And in the next few years, they want to increase it to 76,000. So they want to increase it by just under 2,000 personnel, which is absolutely nothing, you know, a battle group. It's not going to do much in the long term. It's not many people as anyway, so I think that's just ridiculous. I think if you're going to increase the numbers, let's at least do it by 10, 15, 20,000. Say this is what we want to hit. And that 76,000, they haven't even figured out how they're going to get the funding for, from what I read. So they say they want to increase 76,000, but they don't know how it's going to be funded. Also, recruitment hasn't actually worked at the minute. Retention's still on the way down, and recruitment is sort of on the way up. But Capita's just about to switch over to Serco. And from what I've heard, Serco don't have a clue either. So I don't know how they're going to hit the 76,000, and it's not going to make a difference in my eyes. We need to go bolder. We need to go to 80,000 plus. We want to be getting hit close to 100,000. With everything that's going on in the world, we need a British army, a force to actually be able to do a job. You know, these are all the little postings they do around the world with all the short-term training teams, overseas exercises, little postings that you got happen that go on around the world, a couple little conflicts. 76,000 isn't enough, especially when the frontline troops, spearheads, top of the spear, are very minimal as well, and they're spread thin. You need a much larger force to be able to do that. Yes, we have NATO, etc., but to be able to actually have a contribution to something and be able to do something like Afghan again, where I think at the height it was what, 9,000 to 12,000 troops were in Helmand province from the UK. You need close to 100,000, if not more. They are looking to increase the spending on defence, so to 2.5% from 2027. So that's not even happening now. It's not happening next year. That's happening in 2027. So we're massively behind on everything already, and everything they're putting into place, we're going to be even further behind by the time it comes into place. And then by the time the next parliament comes in, and when the economical and fiscal contributions allow, so this might not happen, they want to increase to 3%. We should be increasing to 3% straight away as soon as possible. 2.5% isn't enough. wait until 2027. Personally, I don't think it's good enough. We're behind already. We need to catch up. If you look at what countries are doing around the world, you look at the conflicts that are going on, we're massively behind. Yes, we're still great fighting force. We've got really highly professional trained soldiers, but we sold off a lot of our kit and equipment. We've decreased our numbers. We've decreased our spending. So we need to increase it all rapidly. With the rest of this money as well, a lot of it's sort of going on long range missiles. They want to make the first ever sort of European hybrid aircraft carriers. So the aircraft carriers will be sort of drones and like sort of fixed wing aircraft. So it'll be a mixture of different types of aircraft. They're looking at 12 new attack submarines, one being released every 18 months. So they're looking to really increase the Royal Navy and basically patrolling the North Atlantic, I believe, with obviously, if you look at the way the globe is, Russia loved to come across sort of northern border, northern area. So being able to patrol that a lot better with a lot more attack submarines will be a massive deterrent as well and increase our safety. So that's a big one. They want £1.5 million to go into accommodation. I'm going to do a separate video on this. Accommodation is pretty dire. It's got better over the years, but that needs a massive amount of spending. Let's look after our troops. So you work on retention, so we have a better fighting force. A lot of it's going into cyber as well, cyber security, artificial intelligence. And this is where the world's sort of going, but this is where I think we're not concentrating on actual manpower and fighting force and personnel. We're too busy worrying about artificial intelligence and cyber, where we need that alongside a large amount of personnel as well. But they want 7,000 UK built long range weapons, which is going to support around 800 defence jobs. So it looks like they're trying to do a lot of it in-house, and everything that's sort of being built is going to produce UK jobs, which is absolutely brilliant if it does. So that is definitely a good thing. They're talking about lots of jobs being produced out of all of this strategic review. But yeah, so I think what they've done is they've looked at what's going on with Ukraine, Russia, Israel, Iran and Hamas in the Gaza, and it's obviously drones is a big one, cyber attacks, long range missiles, air defense systems, patrolling the waters in the North Atlantic is a big one. So I feel like a lot of it's gone towards that. Obviously making us wartime ready finally, because we weren't. Absolutely ridiculous, but yeah, making us wartime ready, and then looking to increase personnel by a couple of thousand. But by the time you get that a couple of thousand, loads of other people would have signed off anyway. You got to have if you want to do something, you want to make a change, you've got to do something drastically, something big, go bold, or don't do it at all. And they haven't even got the funding for that anyway at the minute, so we don't know where that's going to go. But we are going to be war ready, apparently. We will see. I hope we are. I hope we can genuinely increase the numbers on our personnel. We can genuinely get some really great kit and equipment to the personnel. We've got some coming through, don't get me wrong, but we sold a lot of kit and equipment. I know the Ajax is going to be fully operational very soon. You've got the Boxer that's come in. We need to improve our artillery. I haven't seen much mentioned about the artillery, but the RCH 155 should be coming in to replace the Archer. I don't know on numbers, but hopefully we can expand our artillery. If we look once again at the conflicts that are going on, long range missiles, artillery, airstrikes, drones have been used heavily. And then obviously frontline troops, massive amount of personnel just going in because of the way the war fighting is completely different to how it was sort of like Afghan Iraq days. So big increase to the Navy to patrol our waters and protect our borders, and then a lot of stuff going into long range missiles, air defense. It does say as well we're looking at getting new F-35s, which is absolutely brilliant. One of the best fighter aircraft, fighter jets that is currently available. We're a bit behind on that. The US have had that for quite some time, but getting new F-35s is absolutely brilliant. It's an absolute brilliant piece of kit, so that will be really, really good as well. But we will be warfighting ready. Please do comment below what your thoughts are on this, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.